Good morning, Laurel. My name is Brian Shannon, and I'm a freshman at UT. I'm also one of the 25 students from the CSE that decided to go to Seattle for spring break. And I'd like to take a minute to tell you about it. Along with 16 students from Abilene Christian, we were the guests at the Northwest Church of Christ. The Northwest congregation has been hosting spring break campaigns for nearly 30 years, and they've got it down to a science. After sightseeing at Snoqualmie Falls on Saturday and worshiping on Sunday morning, we were ready to get down to business. Our week started with what they call an urban plunge. On Sunday afternoon, we were told that we'd be handing over our cell phones, wallets, cash, and even our clothes. When we got to the mission that we were told we were staying at, they took our clothes and swapped them in for secondhand clothes, and we stayed there the whole night. We don't do this in West Tennessee. So this is a shot of the room where the guys slept. Some slept better than others. Yours truly didn't sleep at all. You can say Washington tacos don't quite agree with me. In the morning we made breakfast for about 300 homeless people. They had sausage, eggs, oatmeal, fruit, bagels, everything that you would have at your house, except they got it served to them. After breakfast we divided into small teams and turned loose. Each team has a specific task. Some had to find that free AIDS testing, needle exchange, bus tickets. Others had to find places to take showers. Some went to jail to speak with inmates. And all of us had to find food. Needless to say, it was a long day and an eye-opening experience. The main thing I learned was not to judge a book by its cover. For the remainder of the week, we volunteered at other various shelters. We volunteered at UGM, Bread of Life, Operation Sack Lunch, the Orion Center, and many others. We made lunches and served them under the bridges and served them at the shelters we were at. And we scrubbed things and cleaned things that should not have been cleaned or scrubbed without a hazmat suit, or as Todd would say, nasty, 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 nasty. One highlight was the search and rescue that we did. This was when we went out late night after all the missions were full and we went looking for people who were sleeping on the streets. This was usually about, we got in about 12, 1 o'clock. And it was very fun. We got to take them blankets, food, hygiene material, things of that nature, and we really enjoyed doing that. We also went to two places. The main two places we went to were underneath the bridge under 6th and Cherry, and we also went to Chinatown. Underneath the bridge at 6th and Cherry, I really had a life-changing experience. So I met a man named Victor. He was about 40 years old, scruffy face, somewhat like mine, and he was a really nice man, but he wouldn't get up to go get him anything because he was worried somebody would steal the only blanket and the only backpack that he had to keep his stuff in. So I told him I would watch it, and he went and got him something and came back, and we were sitting there talking to him, and he told me about his life story. And somewhere along the way, we got caught up in his boots, and he told me that he didn't have the money to pay for the patch in his boots. And I looked down at his boots, and I saw his toes looking up at me, which was sort of weird because I looked down at mine and mine were cozy. So I pulled out of my wallet about $20 and gave it to him because that's how much he said it cost. And he looked at me and Andrew and he gave us a hug and he started crying on us. And it was really life-changing. And then afterwards, when he was giving us our hug and shaking our hand and everything, he dropped his cupcake and he started smiling and laughing. And I felt really bad that he dropped the food we had just gave him because I knew he was hungry, but he just laughed and said, I stuck another one back when somebody wasn't looking. So we got a good laugh out of that and really enjoyed it. We also when we stopped by Chinatown, we saw Phoenix Jones, aka the Guardian of Seattle. He's a regular guy who dresses up like a superhero and beats up drug dealers. He's on Facebook, so if you want to check him out, he's a pretty cool guy to get to know and is really nice underneath his Batman costume. Matt Holt was scared of him at first, but I was chilled. Todd, he was shaking just a little bit. I don't know if it was the weather, if it was seeing the other guy. But at the end of the week, we also went to a Celebrate Recovery banquet where we met people that told us of their life stories and their addictions and how they overcome their addictions and homelessness. It was wonderful to hear these stories and really an eye-opener also. It was obvious that the church had really helped in this movement and had helped these people with their experiences and really loved them. All in all, it was a great week. Everybody who went on the trip was changed. For all the college students watching this, it's easy to get involved, and the CSC does mission trips all the time. So if you want to get involved, just talk to somebody, Todd specifically, if you really want to know everything. And it's a really good opportunity to make friends, and you'll come to understand a little bit more about God and how everything works, and really learn how blessed you are. This is this week's Laurel Minute. Hope you enjoyed it.